All right, so I'm going to recap a little bit. This is a 3-year-old filly. Um, she's on her second week here, so she's been rode by a kid. So I'm saying she's had at least a year. She's coming 4-year-old, maybe 2 years of doing whatever she wanted. So I'm taking it really slow. I've got 30 days to get this filly broken up for a kid to start rodeoing on. So I've already advanced her from a snaffle to a little snaffle I call my pencil bit. Very small, very soft. I've just got a curb strap. And if you look at my first 2 videos, you can see how rude she was with her face. Now I've got a long ways to go, but I think she's starting to make some good progress. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with her, and I'll talk it through as I do. So this is just simple training 101 that you can work on at home with your own horses. So as soon as I walk her off, I'm going to take a hold of her face. And if you look at my first 2 videos on this filly, you'll see how much she pushed on my hands. So right now she's real soft in the bridle. She will pop her head up and look around at everything, but that's just being a baby. She's at a strange place, but she's real relaxed. I put my inside leg on her, ask her to come around, and I've already got her so she's starting to neck rein a little bit and coming off that right rein. I use my right leg and kind of drive her over, and I do want her to follow her nose and come around. And this is exactly where I want her, just kind of soft in the bridle. And I change directions. I'll change to my left leg. Oh, I guess she's going to take a potty break. And I'll use my left leg a little bit. I'll still use my right leg and ask her to come around to my right hand. As I go to depart into a trot, I will kind of take a hold of her face a little bit because at any moment she'll pop the head up to look at something. So I'm just going to kind of work my fingers and push her into that trot. And my goal is for her to go forward into my hands. You can see I might be using my left hand a little more to kind of keep her in this circle, but I want her to stay in the bridle. I will give her that relief when she drops into my hands. And I'm not trying to set her head like she's a show horse. I'm just trying to make sure she's given in that bridle. Real soft to my hands all the time. I'm going to ask her to come around. I got my right leg on her a little bit, my left hand, but I'm letting her feel that neck rein so that she will come around when she feels that neck rein. I change directions. I'll put my right leg, make her come around. And I'm going to pull on her a little bit. If she pops her head and she's kind of looking around, this horse is running through the pasture and she's a little more interested in that than what I'm doing right here. Then I want her to go in a straightaway. I still want her to stay in the bridle, what I call in my hands, like this. So to me, she's about right where she should be. She's not consistently leaving that head, but she's surely not dragging me around like she was a few days ago. So we are on the road to making big progress right here. I'm gonna ask her to stop with my body. Whoa, very little hand. I mean, she picked her head up to look around. There's horses out in the pasture. She'd rather be on the playground, I think, than out here working. But unfortunately, you got to go to school just like the kids do every day. Got to go to school. So at this point, I just started loping her a little bit too. It's pretty crude. And I basically just want her to stay into a nice circle and be controlled. I let her relax. And when I'm letting her walk and relax, I'll take that neck rein and just start driving her around. At my left leg, if she pops her head, I'll pull her a little bit. And she's being pretty polite. Since she's so green, when I change directions, I am changing hands. If I go one-handed, so she'll come around. So I've got that inside rein. I can just kind of bump her and say, pay attention to me, come around to me. So these are just basics that all horses need, no matter what type of discipline you're going to do. I'm going to stop her and ask her to back up. Same thing, I'm going to position my body a little bit. Whoa. She popped her head, but that's okay. And she's pulling on me right now. So instead of like jerking her face off, I'm just going to ask her to come back in my hands and then take a few more steps back without her head being up in the clouds. And it's going to be inconsistent for a while. Right there, she's kind of locking up on it. So I'm going to ask her to come on back a little bit more. So that wasn't a picture perfect back up. And it's going to take time. They have to go through all the training stages just like kids going to school. I wouldn't expect her to be ready to go to college yet. She's still in elementary. Right there, she kind of got her face up. I'm not real happy with that. So I'm going to pull on her just a little bit more. Because to me, when I asked her to back up, she kind of wallered on my hands, popped that head up, kind of took her face away from me a little bit. So I'm going to ask her to drop that face down and listen to me. I'm going to stop her again. Whoa, that was a lot better. Right there, she stopped in my hands. She's still in that bridle, pretty soft. So I'm pretty pleased with that. If she pops ahead, I'm going to work it. I'll give her just a little relief back. And then after a while, they start figuring that out because it's good habits and bad habits. She's always carried that head wherever she wanted. She looks around, checks things out. So her attention span is about halfway. She gets more miles on her, then I think she'll be more attentive. Right now, I'm having to school her pretty much the whole time I'm riding her. All right,